Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good morning.
Welcome back to Real Talk with SLR.
How are you guys doing today?
We're going to try to talk extra loud because we got some pitter-patter going on the tarp above our heads. The sky is making us wet. It's raining.
Oh man, every time we try to get some work done, something has to happen.
It's like Murphy's Law, you know? It's okay. We're really good at, dealing with life as it comes. And right now, life is coming with rain, so...
Oh, well, we've been working in it.
Yep.
We've been working in it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a poncho. I don't know what happened to mine, so I made one.
Yeah. Very creative, babe. I will have to say, you are very creative, and it's doing a heck of a job.
Yep.
The rain jacket that I have a really nice rain jacket that, the water actually gets off of it and doesn't soak through. Poor Gary's rain jacket is not
This is not a
nice.
rain jacket. It's a wind jacket, or
Yeah.
a windbreaker.
Yeah.
It says it's weather. What does
What
that
is
say?
that? That says...
Weather Edge?
Yeah, Weather Edge. That's probably just the brand.
I don't know.
Sorry, Weather Edge, but yeah.
That's a windbreaker.
You only block the wind, not the rain.
Nope.
Yeah, so we were outside yesterday working and getting it, and man, this right now is a sprinkle. Like yesterday, we had a downpour and the showering from the sky, buckets and buckets and buckets, and we know a thing or two about buckets. So it was really coming down yesterday. It made the work oh so interesting, but I will say we were able to get a lot done. We're going to be out there working again today, trying to, tie up all of those loose ends. And you guys will be seeing exactly what we finished on tomorrow's video on our main channel, SimpleLifeReclaimed. It's going to be a good video, though. I'm excited to edit it. I'm excited to share it with you guys. Just how it all went down and what we actually accomplished. I'm proud, and it's really great. I'm super proud.
It was a good time.
It was a really, really good day. And it was definitely interesting.
Yes. And sorry for everybody. We were gonna go live on this platform.
Yeah.
But yeah, YouTube didn't let us.
Yeah,
it was
so
weird.
Yesterday we did not have a Real Talk with SLR video because, like Gary said, we were planning on going live here on Real Talk for our weekly live stream that we love to do with you guys. Which, if you are new around here, we like to go live weekly on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock Arkansas time. I think it's Central Standard Time. But we were going to go do it here on Real Talk, but when we actually went in to do the live, it said that I'm on a 24 to 48 hour hold. And so I tried doing the workaround, which was using StreamYards, and StreamYards, once it connected to the account, it gave me the same thing. So... we ended up just going live on SimpleLifeReclaimed, the main channel.
Yep.
It was a great live stream. I think we talked about toilets for like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't know. It went a little sideways, but it was so funny, and it was a very fun stream. We enjoyed it. Next week we should be done with that 24 to 48 hour hold. So
yes.
Next week we will be going live as long as everything works out. We'll try to do the live stream here on Real Talk. I'll let you guys know again on Simple Life, the main channel, to look for it over here. But I mean, it's just one of those things. Real Talk is still a brand new channel. Yep. We've only been doing these videos. This is our second week of doing them. And I want to thank you guys so much for
thank you.
the love and support you guys have been showing us here on Real Talk. Our subscribers, we're over 3,000 subscribers on this channel in just a little over a week. We are just about at our watch hours in just over a week. I am so thankful and like blown away. Like,
blown away and thankful.
Thank you. You guys are amazing. Doing this side channel, it's going to help us to generate additional income just by you guys watching. There's nothing you guys ever have to do. We never ask you for a thing. No. But your participation in watching our videos
and
commenting and liking and all that stuff, it definitely helps us, because the way that YouTube actually compensates content creators is based off of views. It doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. It doesn't matter, comments or likes or anything. It matters on the views and how long you view. So if you watch it, but you only watch it for, 10 seconds, yeah, it counts, but it doesn't, really help as much as if you watch the whole thing. So I want to say thank you guys again for helping us to reach that huge milestone in such a short amount of time.
That's awesome.
This is definitely going to help us when it comes to the build and everything that we have going ahead of us. Everything is really expensive right now, so I want to thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts for being a part of our journey and for helping us with this new channel. So it's been a lot of fun. We've really been enjoying making these real talk episodes for you guys because you know, we get to just kind of be down to earth and get some things off of our chest and talk about plans, answer questions, and it's been very cool this last week.
We get a game plan before we get down there and get to work too.
Yeah,
which is pretty nice.
It's keeping us all on track where we need to be. So you guys are amazing. You guys are a very big part of all of this.
Yes.
So thank you guys again.
Thank you.
So today we're going to continue on what we were doing yesterday. And after the work is all said and done, I'm going to come back and I'm going to edit out that video for you guys for tomorrow. So we only have from now until roughly 5 o'clock, which is quitting time. We always try to call it a day around then and hang out with the kids, make dinner, do all the other stuff that most normal families got to do. And I'm going to come in on editing nights when I have a video due the next day. Gary takes over making dinner, so I'm going to pull out some stuff, and Gary's probably going to throw down on the grill for us tonight.
Yep.
So, and then you guys will have a great video tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yep.
Y'all are part of the team. Thank you for being here. So, all right, so we wanted to answer some of the questions that you guys have been leaving. Now, I'm not going to call out anybody specifically on this one because this one on our last video on SLR was asked a ton of times in a ton of different ways.
Yes.
And so let's just break it down. Y'all were wondering about the French drains and how we were doing it. Let's just jump right into that one. So some people were saying, why are we not using the fabric completely wrapped around the pipe? Let's get to that and then we'll talk about the pipes.
So the fabric that is wrapped around the pipe, it's like a netting type thing, almost like what you would see in pool filters type thing.
Like pantyhose almost, right?
Basically. And I've seen those get clogged really, really quick and fast. I know it's meant for it, but I'd rather not have that wrapped around the pipe, and I would rather have the actual fabric that you see us laying around. It's going to encase the whole thing all the way around like a burrito.
Yeah, it's going to be one big burrito.
All that river rock that's in there, that is drainage rock. And any sediment or anything that's inside that river rock, it's going to be able to get out of there. I actually drilled 3 sets of holes, and the main hole itself is facing downwards. So that one itself, and then I've got 2 others on the side. Just in case it's the bottom is getting a lot of water and it actually is starting to pull up over that pipe. Now it's got other ways to get into that pipe. So
yeah. And then so some people, they thought that we were done. I thought I made it pretty clear in the edited video that we were not done. It's not even done all the way around. They were wondering, why are we not putting that fabric over the top of the river rocks, which, like Gary just said, we are going to do. It's all going to be wrapped up like a little burrito.
Yep.
And hopefully in this next video that you guys see tomorrow on the main channel, we'll be showing you guys the finished product. That's what we're working on out here in the rain, but we're getting it done. So hopefully if today goes right, we'll be able to finish it all. And we'll be able to show you guys that finished product, I guess.
Yeah. As well as after we wrap it up, once we wrap it all up, I'm actually going to put more river rock on top of it just to where it's level. Because right now we're sort of having it at an angle, coming down into the hill. So that way I can sort of wrap it up. And then once we cover it up with more river rock, that will give me another filter system type thing to catch any of the sediment before it even gets to the fabric.
Now, we had a couple of people, I don't know if they were being smarty pantses or not, but they were like, you know, they do sell some pipes with the holes in the sleeve in it, so why are you guys making your own? I don't know if y'all were being smarty pantses or if y'all were legit thinking that we didn't know that. Of course we know that.
We know it.
We know that.
I've looked at them all. I really do not like the corrugated system for around the basement to get all the water out, because it has ridges in it, and there'll always be that space basically, and if it's, you know, this much away from the footing at all, then you're never really going to get a lot of the water out of there. And with this perfect skier, you'll be able to have that water run no matter what.
And not only that, but those pipes, they're super flimsy and junky. Like, I can press it down with my hands, and with that much, I know that that's what they're made for, I understand that. But with that much rock and pressure and everything, and the amount of rain and everything, like just everything, We didn't want to trust it. We didn't want to trust that flimsy, you know, pipe. What if it gets flimsed down to where now it's like only halfway, like, and there's it's stopping flow. So Gary, you use what, Schedule 40?
Schedule 40,
Yep.
4-inch pipe.
Yep.
So it's that pipe itself, you can bury it in.
Sorry. We're back. I had a phone call and it stopped our recording for a second. We're back.
I forget what I was saying.
You were talking about the 40-inch pipe, the drainage.
Oh, okay. So the 4-inch PS or 4-inch Schedule 40 pipe itself, you can actually bury that thing in concrete. It's meant for sewage. It's meant for drains. It's meant for all that kind of stuff, and vents and yada yada. And it will stand up to the test. It's known to stand up for that pressure and everything else. So I don't know. I overkilled that aspect of it.
You overkilled that. We overkilled on using that felt fabric. We're overkilling it with the amount of river rock that we're putting in. No, I mean, this is what people were saying in the comment section, that we were overkilling on all these things, but it's great that we are.
I feel like the felt fabric as well as the river rock is the perfect way to do this French drain. And yeah, it's been working. We had all that rain and I could see it coming out of the actual ends. I mean, it was pulling up over in the ends, but hey, it did what it was meant to do.
Yep.
So.
And the areas where it's pulling up as well, that's going to be receiving a sump pump. So on both ends of the kickers, we're going to be having some sump pumps. We're going to be doing those really soon. We have to finish all this stuff first. And
thankfully,
get all the
trenches done, and then we gotta detach the actual backhoe from the tractor and then put on the thing. So I'm trying to get all the trenching done and everything else done before I can even have to take off that backhoe. Because that's going to be interesting.
That's a challenge in itself.
Yes, and Kaman's going to come over because he's never done it. I've never driven one. I've never done it. So yeah, it's going to be a learning curve for all of us.
The boys are going to get together and play with the toys.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Okay, so let me get on some more of these other questions because those were the ones that I were like seeing so many comments of. We do have some specific ones from some of y'all, so let me go in here really quick and get these really quick. That's mostly all about the French drains. One second, guys. I thought I had this pulled up. Oh, so some people were wondering, did the kids stay in the tent all night last night? Or it wasn't last night, but it was the night before when we had the kids sleeping out in the tent. And almost all of them. So all of our children stayed out in the tent, but Wyatt, he did end up getting a little scared and he wanted to go back home with mom and dad, which is perfectly fine. Because, his parents were all the way on the other side of the property, so he wanted to go be with his parents. But Abraham, Julia, and Scarlett, they slept in the tent the whole night that night, and it was adorable. We actually got to sleep in a little bit. Yeah, because the kids didn't come into the trailer until it was like 7:30, almost 8 o'clock when they woke up, so, and I was already awake, but...
That's good.
Yeah, so, let me see. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get this going, and I got a little side-railed with that phone call. Is that milk in the stand-up freezer? So some of you guys are wondering about putting milk in the freezer, and this was actually a couple of questions. The one that I'm reading from is from Mark W.N. 1987. So, yes, you can freeze milk.
Yes.
You can. It doesn't go bad. It's not going to make it funky or anything. You just got to completely thaw it out, and then you shake it, and it gets all of like the fat and stuff up and mixed all around in there again. So you can actually freeze milk. You can freeze bread too. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
But you can freeze, there's a lot of things that you can freeze to keep it from perishing. So if you see things on sale at your store, stick it in your freezer. You'll be able to stock up on some goods. I have bags upon bags of powdered milk as well. So that way, if ever, we needed to, we can make sure to take care of what we need to take care of with that. Yeah. And in times like these, guys, I highly suggest you guys going out and getting things like that because there's shortages all over the place. Now would be an excellent time to go out and get stock up on your canned goods because canned goods are not in super shortages as of right now, and they're not really very expensive either. Yeah. So not just vegetables, but fruit. You can actually buy canned meats.
Yeah.
Something to think about. I got the hiccups all of a sudden. Let me see. Okay, so this was on the Real Talk channel. Can you please tell us what the next few steps of the build will be? Thanks as well for being so positive. Elaine A. Well, thank you, Elaine, for asking us the question. Go ahead, Gary. What are the next few steps of the build?
So as soon as we get the front strain done, it's going to be floor joists. And I cannot wait for the floor joists to go up, because then we can actually start getting the plywood and start putting that on the top, and we'll actually start drying in the basement a little.
Yeah, we have the French doors, and we have the windows that have been sitting inside our storage tent. We'll be able to put those on as well, and like you said, we'll be able to dry it in more. I think the floor joist and the plywood, and then we're going to work on getting the power and the water into the basement, right?
Yes.
We're going to put the doors and windows on, and then start working on getting the power and water in there.
Yeah, I want to get the floor joists up and the actual plywood down, because on the actual floor joist you're going to see the sides where all the webs are and everything else of the floor joist, so that's going to be open, and then we can actually run all the electrical, every single thing up into the basement from there, and I can make those cut out or whatever, so I can put that up and we can start closing in the sides.
And then Rita Firestone has a question about those floor joists. How are you going to lift the beams onto the brick?
So we got Come On, who is absolutely amazing.
Very
Thank you
good
so
friend
much,
of
David.
ours. Oh, and side little skirt before he answers it. David actually started a Keeping It Real channel, so go over and check that out. I'm going to try to put that in the comment. I'll pin a comment with his link, so go over and subscribe to that.
Yes.
So go ahead, answer that.
So we're going to rig them up onto the tractor, and we're going to be able to drive them up over to the basement, set them down, and then we'll just sort of roll them over into position.
Yeah, and what's going to help out is the fact that we are doing all the backfilling, so there's not going to be that huge gap to fall into. It's going to be a lot less dangerous than it would be if we were doing it right now with that huge hole, you could slide into and get hurt. So when it all be backfilled, I think there's only going to be like 3 bricks sticking above the dirt, maybe 3.
There's going to be right around on the further end.
Well, I'm talking about like the back.
No, I know. It's going to probably be about maybe 3 to 2, right in that ballpark, and then it's going to come down,
Yeah, as you get closer towards the front walkout portion, it's going to get,
There might be 3 or 4 over on that side.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It'll have a nice slope to it. You'll see.
Okay, and then we got some more questions really quick.
Covered up the block, so now it's hard to tell.
Yeah. Are you gonna do block steps in the front or wood? I'm kind of Rook's Little Field. That was your question. I'm not quite sure exactly what you're talking about. If you're talking about for the cabin, we're likely going to be using wood, because we're gonna have a wood wraparound porch throughout the whole cabin.
Yep.
So it'll be wood, but you might have been talking about a different area, because like going down in the terrace system, we did use blocks for some steps. And for the rest of all of that, we are going to also use blocks, but we're going to use wood for like a hand railing and like a guardrail going down. So I guess a combination.
Just depending on where you're talking about.
Yeah. And then Gloria Micconcio, I hope I didn't butcher that name. It says, "Hey Mel, love you gals. I watch all of your uploads. My husband and I were having a debate. You don't have to answer it if it's too personal. Are your nieces and nephews Dawn's children or Anthony's, or do you have other siblings?" So I don't have any other siblings except for Dawn and Anthony. I am the baby. Dawn is the oldest, Anthony is the middle child, and then I was the youngest. We are not half siblings, we are full-blood siblings. I guess it kind of gets confused sometimes because we were raised separately. Our parents were divorced. And I was really little when they were divorced, and so I ended up living with Mom, and then the other kids kind of lived with our father for a long time, and I ended up basically being kind of like adopted by my stepdad, who raised me, and that's who I always called my dad. And so the guy that passed away and whatnot was actually technically my stepdad, but he raised me, and he's my dad, and yeah, so the kids, all 3 of the kids, Patrick, Brittany, and Kylie, they actually are Dawn's, my oldest sister's children. Yeah. And there's a lot more into all of that and whatnot, but they are my sister's children. And yeah, so I hope that answers that question. There's no other half siblings or anything. We're all siblings and full-blooded siblings. Let's see. Do you know what a dumbwaiter is? From Nancy Warner.
Yes. Yes, we do.
And we have
plans.
We have plans to put one inside the basement that's going to go all the way up into the cabin. We have it labeled on our blueprints as a laundry chute, but we do actually plan to put a dumbwaiter in there, not just have it be a chute.
Oh, it's going to be both. But
well, yes. That's anyway. Anyway, let me see. There was one question. Where did it go? Is your soil good dirt like sand or clay like? Just wondering how well your French drain and septic field will perform with your soil.
So it's
and that was from Rick Looper. So thank you, Rick, for asking the question.
So it's a lot of clay as well as just a lot of shell. That's basically, it's a lot of rock, and a lot of rock, as well as clay. Like that's basically all we've got out there, out here. So it helps out quite a bit for the French drain, I think. And it's working out pretty good. It definitely does not seep the water down. So it's a good thing they make it to where with the French drain it's going over to the basin and we're getting that water out of there.
And then James Newell, do you still have all that zipline stuff in storage in Arizona? If so, is Gary going to set up a zipline on the property? That's your question. Go ahead.
I do plan on setting up a zip line out here, but all the stuff that we set up out there, that was the company's stuff that I was just helping them for one last time to get all their stuff set up and put in a storage system and waiting for them to open up again.
And then Beverly Brown, hi, quick question. Will you be having polytunnel for plants? Yes, we do plan on having a polytunnel. We plan on having a greenhouse and also some plants in the ground, not just inside the beds. We've been very busily working on finalizing this basement. And we do plan on working on the garden area and the animals and stuff kind of in the in-between time, maybe on the weekends and stuff. But we right now are just full-fledged ahead on working on that basement. We just wanted to kind of lay the groundwork for it, so that way we can get some numbers together, see how much things are going to cost for, topsoil, dirt, and just different things that we're going to need. We're going to need to get the cattle panels and stuff so we can do those polytunnels. There's a lot of things that we had to do. So we wanted to lay the framework so we can get measurements, so then we can do our budgeting and we can kind of make it work.
Everything down the road.
Yep. And then when will you grow animals and vegetation? Eagerly waiting, from Ramesh. So again, we're going to be trying to work on that very shortly, but we got to finish up this basement first. So hopefully within the next few weeks, we're going to be getting all that stuff done. I think that's pretty much all we're going to have time for this episode. I want to thank you guys so much for asking the questions. Putting the question mark definitely does help when we actually search inside the comment section of the back end of the YouTube studio. It helps to filter it all through. So thank you guys so much for asking them and for being here, for helping us reach this milestone on this new channel. You guys are amazing. We freaking love you guys. I can't say anything else other than thank you so much for being here with us. But yeah, we got to get to work. The rain actually is stopping for a little bit, so we got to get out there and start hustling before we get drowned. But yeah, we got a lot to do. I'm excited to share with you guys what we have accomplished so far, and I'm excited to see what we can get done today and make it all happen. But we got to get to work. Yeah. So until the next one, guys, we love y'all, and we hope you have a good one.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, you guys.
Later.